In the last video, I talked about survival versus success mindset. The next question parents usually ask is this: is it too early for my child to learn business? I don't want to push them. Let children be children. Why can't we just fix confidence and resilience when kids are older? They would know more. Wouldn't it be easier then? I wish it worked that way, but the fact is the brain does not develop evenly over time. Different ages are good for different types of learning. And mindset, decision making, and how a child responds to challenges are formed much earlier than most parents realize. From early childhood, the brain is wiring patterns. Every response to difficulty, every mistake, every moment of discomfort or avoidance, those experiences are not neutral. They're building defaults, the very foundation for your child's perception of the world and later their personality. In the early years, from around 6 and up to around 8, the brain is very flexible. Learning is fast and easy. Mistakes don't feel like identity failures. Children are suggestive. They try and they fail and they adjust and they try again without overthinking it. This is the easiest window to start building success habits. Not because children are more capable, but because they are not yet afraid of getting it wrong. As children move into late childhood and early adolescence, there is an important change. The brain begins strengthening existing patterns instead of constantly creating new ones. What feels familiar starts to feel safe. Habits begin to automate. And then puberty arrives, and puberty is not just physical. It redirects brain energy towards emotion and identity and social belonging. The body and the brain work very hard and spend a lot of energy on these transitions. So learning brand new behavioral patterns when hormonal factories work in full speed becomes much harder. Not impossible, but slower and requires more effort. This is when autopilot is already in place. Teenagers react quickly, and not because they're careless, but because the brain is conserving energy for the growth and physical and emotional transformation. It defaults to what it already knows. So here is a critical point. If a child has mostly practiced survival mindset up to this stage, it becomes their default. Avoid discomfort, avoid mistakes, do what peers do, quit when things feel hard or boring, and over time it becomes their personality. I often hear from new teenage students, I'm not good at this, or I don't like presenting, it's not my thing, I'm just not confident. But if a child has practiced success mindset early, their default reactions and their beliefs are very different. The brain already knows how to be okay with discomfort, how to adjust, how to recover from mistakes, how to keep going. So when teenage pressure arrives, the brain doesn't need to invent new responses. It uses those that have already been tested and proven. This is why learning business early is so powerful. Not because of money, although understanding money by the age of 7 will help your child become financially free easier and earlier, but because business forces decision making, problem solving, responding to feedback and rejection, that's a big one, and adaptation in the real world, not artificial school environment. It creates safe pressure while the brain is still flexible. Waiting feels safe, but waiting is a survival mindset. Waiting in business and career relationships is risky. Opportunities don't stay for long. Trying to build success mindset for the first time during teenage years often means working against established habits, emotional sensitivity, peer pressure, and identity scripts. It can be done, but it requires more effort, more consistency, and daily parental involvement. If a child is a teenager new to menopause, I'm very clear with parents. This will be uncomfortable. There will be resistance. There will be moments where quitting feels easier. In some cases, students will have to work on their business instead of hanging out with friends. They will be challenged. But easy compliance does not create a better future. That's why we require creative thinking and active participation every week. And that's exactly why it works. Now, if your child is younger, this is the part many parents miss. Starting early is not about pushing children. It's about shaping their default responses, shaping their personality foundation while the brain is still open, helping them develop success habits and making success behavior feel normal before survival patterns lock in. Children don't become confident by being encouraged. They become confident only by doing difficult things successfully. Confidence is not a personality trait, it's a skill built through action. Parents often worry and ask, what if the child isn't ready? The only thing I can say to that it's the wrong question. Readiness is not something children or adults for that matter have. It's something we develop by starting. So the longer your child stays in comfort, the harder it will be to step out of it. Later is not easier. I'm telling you from experience, later is harder. By the time parents realize the child lacks confidence, motivation, resilience, change will require much more effort. It's not impossible, we still can help, but it is harder and parents need to provide constant support. By the way, we also teach parents about the type of supports their children need. Starting early gives children something invaluable, internal tools that become habits they can rely on when life becomes more complex. In the next video, I will talk about why schools and typical extracurricular activities are not enough, and why Minibos is not just about business.